Welcome to another episode. Today, the question is how do you develop decision making skill? Normally, we look into spirituality questions, but some people ask other questions also. We have answered that. So, today, something comes on the management level. How do you develop decision making skill? So we make a lot of decisions every day, every moment. Some choices are there. Life is full of choices, and we make a lot of decisions every day. From the dress we put to the food we eat to some major decisions if you are in a senior management level. It depends upon where to go for a dinner, what to eat. So whatever you eat or the dress you put, that is a routine affair. Every day, every morning you make that decision. Others are strictly governed by processes and predictable outcomes, somewhat like receipts, like the routine decisions. But others are more complex, involve lot of interrelating factors. There are a lot of options, and the input also varies. There are various factors which affect that. So that may change the outcome. So the outcome at the initial stage may even be unclear or uncertain, or may be subject to the influence by multiple groups or multiple activities or individuals. So initially it may be that in a complex decision, a broad goal can be set, identified at the start of the process. This applies to mega projects. And initially there may be no set way to achieve it, very initial stage. So that is the volatile stage of a modern business, and such decisions are becoming more common in the modern world. In some cases, it may be vital to take decisions urgently and make timely interventions in response to unexpected changes in circumstances. So, in the process of progress of a decision, some input may unexpectedly change, and you may have to change a particular aspect of the decision in between. It may even change the whole course differently. You may be planning for a particular product line that may suddenly become out of favor with the public. So you may have even to change the product. So the decision, a broad decision to go for a particular product may change. You may be putting up a factory, but the product line may deviate because the project is not done in a day. It takes a lot of time. In between, some changes may come like this. So suddenly your total decision will change. You may have to relook into the whole thing. So you have to find out what needs to be done at this point of time. So one myth generally is that purpose of a decision is simply to choose an alternative. And that is a very narrow definition because it ignores the primary reason for caring about any decision. Decision is not just, you have 3 or 4 choices and you choose one of them. Because different choices can affect the outcome. We make decisions because of our values, not because of our alternatives. We want an outcome, we value certain outcome, and because of that we make decisions. It is not that you have four choices and we choose any one of them. Just some choices thrown in the path and you choose one. Because you are more interested about the outcome, the value you are going to get. So a key to decision making is expressing those values clearly to create a set of alternatives that address those values and finally choose the best one. So first we will see decision making at a personal level, day-to-day decisions. To put it in simple steps, just relax before making a decision, take a deep breath, say something positive, I can do this, I can deal with this. Identify the problem or situation, ask yourself what is the problem. That you be very clear about what is the problem. Then define your choices. Think of all the possible solutions to that problem. Come up with the consequences for all the choices. Come up with the consequence for each choice. List both positive and negative consequences. Then find out what is important to you out of those choices, out of the consequences. Each decision has its own consequence. There will be some positive, some negative. So out of that you choose one. Then make the decision. So that is, you follow it step by step. That is effective decision making. So this is regarding a personal level, but if it is a complex project, so you are at a management level, how you will make a decision? Let us see that. First, define the scope. First you have to define the scope of the decision which you are going to make. What is the scope of the problem or a project? Consider the potential impact of the decision and how it will be evaluated. So second thing is, first is the scope, second is the impact of the decision, which will have upon the overall company or project this decision. And then you will have to find out about the stakeholders. Who needs to get involved in the decision making process? Who have to have a say? It may be easy, in a personal case you just make a decision, you take your few family members with confidence. But in a major organization, there may be thousands of people working, even at a management level, or hundreds. And some may not be involved, and some must be involved. Leaving out the necessary people and bringing in unwanted people or who are not stakeholders will create a chaos. So you should be clear who the stakeholders are. And you define the issue which has to be decided, clearly put it in a clear terms, not a confusing terms, and collect the relevant information about that problem or an issue. And you take account of uncertainty. There is bound to be certain uncertainty in these definitions in the initial process of decision making. So you have to take into that uncertainty factor. And you'll have to gather the contributions from the stakeholders, their own ideas, their own choices, and why they do it, why they say that. So those contributions you take it. Then you will have to use decision making tools which fit for the situation. A lot of softwares are now available, so you have to use a specific software which fits into the situation. So other thing is about the biases and psychological traps, because it is your own bias towards something, or the contributors may be biased towards some particular answer, some particular choice. Those are psychological traps. So you'll have to watch out for that. Then finally, you communicate the decision to all, and you have to act on that. You have taken a decision, so you will have to communicate to the stakeholders, and also you will have to start acting on the decision. You can't leave it hanging there. Then it does not end there. You will have to monitor the decision, implementation, and learn from the outcomes. Those are the lessons learned. That will be useful input for your next decision making in a similar situation, or course correction also. If you have to make a course correction in the current scenario, current issue, then the outcome will be useful, or even whatever course corrections you do, you can use that in the next issue, in resolving the next issue, or making a decision. So monitoring and learning from the outcomes is also very important. So this is how one should go about a decision making. We have put it very shortly. Of course, it is a vast subject. So with this, we will end this episode. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.